Tuesday? Wednesday? All right. So you guys are going on Wednesday. That's good. I'm going to be there on Tuesday. What about the tour of the facility? Saturday? All right. The thing is that I want to do a picture on Thursday. Somehow, some way, we got to get in a photo. So I don't know how we're going to orchestrate this, but maybe Thursday before opening session, we got to meet up like right outside the Energy Solutions Arena, real quick on the stairs, and we got to get it in a photo, not like a panoramic picture, but like a regular picture. Because I'm going to show that picture for my segment of the training. So I want you guys to be in the picture, okay? And we have, I don't know, like 300 plus people going, so we got to get everybody in that photo somehow. Can we do that? Yeah?
What do we wear?
Whatever you guys want.
Okay.
We can wear all white if you guys want. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Just wear whatever you want. I'm gonna wear a suit. I have to wear a suit while I'm at convention. Yeah. Do you guys know why I have to wear a suit while I'm at convention? Say it.
Why?
Because here's the thing, okay? In this business, you have to understand that a lot of people that are signing up, they've never really owned a business before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how many of you guys owned a business before USANA? Anybody? Okay. We have a couple of people. What kind of business was it?
Oh, well, I have a bakery.
Okay. A bakery. How long have they had that bakery? All right. That's awesome. Awesome.
Online clothing store.
And clothing?
Health education.
Machine shop.
Machine shop? All right. So a lot of you guys, how many of you guys have never owned a business? You never owned a business in your life before USANA? Okay. So would you say that it's like more than 90% of people that sign up in USANA have never owned a business before? So I talked to this guy yesterday. His name is Jim. And Jim was like, you know what, Mike, I'm happy for you that you're doing well in USANA. I went to his house. We're hanging out. He's a customer of mine. So he bought like $600 worth of product. He doesn't buy like every month. Like he buys once every 6 months. So, we're just talking, hanging out. He's a good friend. His daughter just got married, the whole thing. We're having the conversation. And he goes, you know what, Mike, I'm really proud of you. He goes, tell me, how much are you making right now? I just think it's funny how people ask that question. Like they feel so like comfortable to ask that question. Isn't that offensive?
Yeah, I think
right?
so too.
But when you're making a lot, you want to tell people. Okay, so so I told him, I said, hey, this year I'm gonna make about $500,000. This is gonna be the biggest year I've ever had in USANA. $500,000 is not a joke anymore, man. I'm telling you. When I was making $100,000 a year, I thought it was pretty impressive. But at $500,000, this is a milestone in my life. Okay, like this is where I don't know. It's just taking it to a whole other level because that's $10,000 a week on average. So if you can make $10,000 a week on average, that says something, right? So I told him that, and he goes, "Wow." He goes, "That's great, man." He goes, "But that's the thing. Only a few people make that." Do you guys see that? He's trying to do like Debbie Downer on me. Mm-hmm. Is he right though?
Yeah.
How many of you guys think that it's only a few people that actually make that type of money in USANA? Why is that? See, because I think people don't ask that question, right? People say, yeah, only a few do. But the question you should ask is, why is it that only a few do? What do you guys think?
They just do it.
Most quit.
Most quit? What else? Can we show the one that I have before this one? And this is going to go into, are we recording? Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm going to show you guys in a second why that is. But what I told him, I said this. I said, you know what? Not everybody that signs up in network marketing has ever owned a business. Therefore, they don't know what type of responsibility it comes with. And there is a responsibility. Now, it depends what your goal is, though. So, like, let's say some of you guys signed up. How many of you guys signed up and said, I'm going to be a millionaire? Like, that was the first thing you said when you signed up. How many of you guys said, I just want to make I want to make some extra cash and see what happens, right? So, like, if you said, I want to make some extra cash, and that's why you signed up, is there anything wrong with that? I think that's cool. It's kind of like this. Hey, if you're not going to be buff, don't go to the gym. Do you guys understand the parallel? Like, if you're not going to be buff, like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was at his prime, don't even bother signing up for the gym. Because how many people get to that level?
Only a few.
Only a few that actually care to get to that level. So I think it depends on what your goals are. And that's what I was explaining to Jim. And he goes, yeah, that's true, but not everybody gets to that. And I said, I know, but why? Because not everybody has that as a predetermined goal. And then he goes, so your goal is to be rich from the very beginning? I said, no. I said, my goals have evolved over time because I have evolved over time. My initial goals, I've shared them with you before. I wanted to buy a suit. I wanted to buy a laptop. I wanted to pay off some credit card debt and student loans. Those were initial goals. Now those goals are I'm past those goals already. Like when you first start going to the gym, what's your goal? A lot of people's goal is what? I want to lose weight. Isn't that a goal when people go to the gym?
Yeah.
But do you think eventually it goes past that? Good morning. Have you ever seen a buff guy at the gym walking around like this? Do you ever go up to him and say, hey, what's your goal? Is it losing weight? Do you think that person's goal is losing weight? How many of you guys honestly think that? That person says, yeah, I'm trying to lose like 2 pounds. Like how ridiculous. Do you guys understand the parallel? Please put things into perspective. So I said, Jim, I'm not going to leave until you have the perspective down. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? He goes, yeah, I see it a little more now. I said, no, I'm not going to leave until you see it. I said, I need you to understand that the reason why not everybody gets to my level has nothing to do with USANA. That's what I want people to understand. It's not USANA. It's the individuals. So let's click on next. This is Grumpy Cat. I don't know if you guys know Grumpy Cat. But he tells a lot of truth. The truth is, it's always your fault. And some people say, that sounds negative. No, even if you're doing well, it's your fault. Like, how many of you guys are happy today? Who's happy today? Hey, it's your fault, man. You should give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing pretty good today. It's your fault that you're happy. It's a decision. So I think that I want to start off with this because a lot of my journey in USANA and the last 4 weeks, yeah, I did make a major rank advancement. Okay, and I'm not the only one. We'll talk about that in a second. But I did go to 3-star Diamond Director. And just so you guys know, there's less than 50 people in the entire company that are at that level or higher. You're talking out of over 300,000 plus people, there's only 50 people or less that are at that level or higher. Isn't that pretty crazy? But who determined that? Whose fault is it?
Those 50 people.
Say again?
Those 50 people.
It's their fault. That's why when I wake up in the morning, I'm telling you, man, I go, good job, man. You're doing pretty good today. Because there's a fault behind it. Now, if things are not going well, whose fault is it? But it's so easy. It's so easy to do this. To blame others, right? And I'll give you guys a perspective of blame. How many of you guys have people in your life that are bad? They're the negative people. They bring you down, all that kind of stuff. Right? Or grudges. There are people that have done you dirty and you're angry. And every time you see them, like, oh, gosh, that person. Do you guys know people like that? And like your whole day is bad. Like, oh, if they're going, I'm not going to the party. If they're going. Do you guys know people that live like that? All right. Whose fault is that? And I know that sounds kind of crazy because people say, like, it's not my fault I was born into this family, man. Like, it's my family. They're a bunch of haters. It's them. It's not me. I couldn't choose where I was born. But you could choose how you react to the situation. And that's part of being an adult, and that's part of accepting responsibility. And I believe at some point, people have to accept responsibility. You just have to. You're going to accept it at one point. So this is a very good quote, but it says, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. All right? So isn't that an interesting philosophy, though?
Yes.
It's telling you this. You being angry towards somebody else is pointless because you're really just poisoning you. This is an interesting philosophy that I had to develop over time. And I know that some people say, what does that have to do with USANA? It has everything to do with USANA. How many of you guys have talked to a prospect that says no to you, and all of a sudden after they say no, you're like, What's up with that? What's up with that? Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Why are they saying no to you? Whose fault is it? See? It's easy to say what? Because they're stupid. They don't get it. It's so easy to say that. Whose fault is it? Whose is it? I'm telling you right now, it's yours. I know that sounds kind of crazy. And some of you guys are going to get depressed after this one. But I'm letting you know that the reason why they're saying no to you, it's your fault. You can accept fault for that. And just say this in a positive way, though, by saying, you know what? They said no to me, but I'm going to get so good to the point where they will say yes. See, that's accepting responsibility. Because to me, I'm telling you this, man. When somebody said no, I said, okay, it's cool. It means not right now. But what if I was doing this well? And then I came back and talked to that person. And then they still said no. Well, and then I have to grow in another way. So I started growing in another way. And then I came back. And then I started growing in another way. It's kind of like, if you ever played The Legend of Zelda, that's an old school game. Some of you guys are a little too young for that one. But when you go and fight one of the bosses and you can't kill him, do you just turn off the game and say, I just can't do it. This game is just designed wrong. No, you say, I have to go build more experience points, right? Get more hearts, get the Master Sword, and then come back and kill the boss. Do you guys get me? So for me, when somebody says no to me, I take it as fault, but not in a negative way. I take it as a growing opportunity. I say, okay, how can I grow from this? Because you can always grow, can't you?
Yes.
You can always get better. You can always improve. You can always learn new things. So I take it as a very good thing. I take it as an opportunity. Now, you have to identify when they're saying no to you and when they're saying no to themselves. Because there are a lot of times where people are saying no to themselves. Okay? And at that point, can you still accept fault at that point? And somebody say, no, you can't. You could, by helping them say, hey, you know what? Stop saying no to yourself. Come on, you're better than this. Like, you don't know how many people, I'll be honest, more people say no to themselves than they say no to you, though. It's more so like that. I have family members that are still not doing USANA, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. You would think that everybody in my family is all lined up at USANA with their application in hand and like they're all, right? What did you think so?
Serious.
Because I remember when I first started, they said, when you're a millionaire, then I'll join. Ha ha ha. They said it like that. And then I said, all right, here's the million, bud. Let's go. They're like, oh, no, it's too late for me. So I'm letting you know there's always going to be an excuse. But those people, are they saying no to me or are they saying no to themselves? I believe they're saying no to themselves. So my job towards them is to say, hey, you know what? The reason why I keep telling you about USANA is because I feel that you're better than that, man. I feel like you deserve more. I always feel that for people. I feel like people deserve a lot. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Not to say that we're better than anybody or less than anyone. Here's what I believe. Some of you guys saw my Machu Picchu video, right? Anybody who watched that video? All right. So when I was at Machu Picchu, I was thinking a lot and reflecting because I just got back from Peru. And I'll tell you this right now, man, it's no joke. If you ever get a chance to go to Peru and to do the Inca Trail, I highly recommend it. Don't take the bus. There's a way to take the bus and the train up. Don't do that. Okay, my suggestion is walk. Okay, so when we started walking, I was like, all right, I didn't know how to prepare, so I just kind of got my sleeping bag, I got the whole thing. I'm like, it seems like it's going to be hot, right? Peru sounds hot, just the word. It just has a hot feeling. You don't think snow, right? How many of you guys think snow when you think Peru? Well, we get there and we start walking, and then by the end of the second day, we were at a glacier. And this glacier has been there since the Ice Age. Like literally. And that was the Incas' water source. So we're at a glacier, and I'm just like, holy cow. I'm like, are we going to sleep here? And they're like, yeah. So we start putting up our tents and everything, and I'm like, I didn't prepare for this. So that night, I thought I was going to die. I almost froze to death. I kid you not. You know when you're so cold and you just can't get warm, but you're like this, like I was like this, dude, and I could not get warm. I couldn't. I was holding myself so tight. I was like I just didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't know what to do. So I put clothes on. I tried taking clothes off. Like I didn't know how to work it, right? But by the end of the night, you know, what was the reassuring thing? When the sun came up. That's why they thought the sun was a god. That's why they believed that. It made sense to me at that moment. I was like, the sun. And then the sun came up, and it was like, and all of a sudden, it was warm. Like the sun gave me life again. Because if I would have stayed another day, if I would have gone 24 hours straight like that, I would have made it. No way. So that was the only time that was tough. So don't get scared. Just take blankets or take sweaters or, take more layers. I didn't take enough clothes. So anyways, so we're walking by the glacier, right? It's freaking freezing cold. I have some videos. I'll show you guys at the end. I don't want to waste your time right now. But you walk the whole way, right? We walked over 50 miles. Do you think I've ever walked 50 miles in my life? I have never walked 50 miles. My legs were like this. You know when they're shaky? They were so shaky, dude. And I can remember, I was like, I can't take another step. I was like, I just can't. But what are you going to do? You have to take the step, right? So I just kept going and going, and finally, you go uphill, right, the whole way. And the altitude, I was at 16,500 feet above sea level. So you're like breathing is getting kind of challenging. Okay, and you start feeling like altitude sickness. You're like, oh my God. It's like every step feels challenging, right, at that point. And finally, we're at 16,000 feet. And I tell the guide, I was like, hey, man, when are we going to start going down? Like, when are we going to start? Because that's going to be easier, right? I'll tell you this, downhill is worse.
Yeah.
I thought uphill was challenging. No, downhill was worse because there were so many rocks. So every step was like, and you're like sliding the whole way down, dude. And I was just like, when is this downhill going to stop? Like, when are we going to go just like this, you know? And when is it going to be grass to walk on? So we kept on walking, right? After the 50th mile, we finally get to Machu Picchu, and I'll tell you right now, it was amazing. I shaved and everything because I just didn't want to look. I looked like like Castaway, dude. It was just like the beard was coming in. I just looked like a mess. But I realized why I do USANA, and here's why I do it. Because I believe that money is the first thing that will hold you back in your life from getting what you want. Straight up. From what you want, money will be the first obstacle that you need to overcome in life. That has to be overcome. You got to figure out the money game already. Stop saying that you don't care about money. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. That's why you don't have it, because you keep saying that to yourself. Because you look at, like, oh, I don't care about money. Yeah. Do you think I care about paper? That paper? It's not the money, is what it does. Do you guys understand? If you want to retire your parents, do you need money? Okay, so then stop saying you don't care about money, because I think most people would love to retire their parents and pay them back for all the things that they've done for you, right? How many of you guys want to go feed the homeless and do things like that, some charity work? Does that require money?
Yeah.
Okay, so stop saying you don't want money. Stop saying you don't care about it. Do you guys understand? I believe people say they don't want it because it's a safe way of saying that's why I don't have it. Right? If somebody says, why are you broke? Oh, because I don't care about money, that's why. Do you guys see how people are deflecting responsibility? You're deflecting it. As opposed to saying, I don't have money because I just have not committed to making it, and I just haven't made it a goal. I haven't made it a priority. It's my fault, the grumpy cat. Do you guys get me? Like, if you started saying that more, believe me, you'd have a lot more money. Believe me, you'd have a lot more money. So get that figured out. It doesn't take a long time. I would say it takes 2 years tops. It takes 2 years tops, maximum, to figure out the money game. Isn't that crazy? It only takes 2 years to figure it out. It's not going to take you 40 years. It's not going to take you 5 years even. It's going to take you 2 years to figure out the money game. If you're committed, if you're focused every week, focus on those goals. In 2 years, you will have money figured out. But then there's another challenge that comes. What do you think the next thing is? Time. Because while you're trying to figure out the money game, you know what's going to happen? You're going to sacrifice a lot of time. You're going to sacrifice a lot of time with friends. And you're going to sacrifice a lot of time with family. Is that okay or not? Now, some of you guys say, no, I can never give that up. And I'll tell you right now, you have to learn how to sacrifice the lollipop today for the bicycle tomorrow. Mm-hmm. This is what I've learned over the past 9.5 years. I'm giving you 9.5 years of wisdom here in USANA. In the beginning, I sacrificed a lot of birthdays, family parties, events, social gatherings. Just when people would say, Mike, let's go party on Saturday, I'd say, count me out. I would say, count me out. They're like, oh, dude, you're always in that USANA thing, man. You're freaking selling out. I never see you, man. You're always focused on that thing. You know, your freaking vitamin stuff. It's like people would always make fun of me, right? And I'd say, dude, 2 years, I'm out. Don't count me in. I said, but after 2 years, though, I'm going to be living large, and then we'll hang out. So what happened? I worked hard for 2 years. I started making 6 figures, which is $2,000 a week on average. And once I was making that much, I would tell my friends, hey, let's go hang out now. They're like, oh, I can't, I'm working. I can't, I'm busy. Do you guys get me?
Yeah.
So I sacrificed time I made money. I worked hard, right? I sacrificed time. So now I had money, but I didn't have time. So what do you do then? You have to figure it out. And the only way to make time is to duplicate leaders, to get people to work, and to help people with their goals and their dreams. That's the only way to do it. Think about where you work right now. Who has a job right now? Okay, where do you work, bud? Okay, who's the owner of the laboratory?
My boss is Indonesian businessman.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah.
How often does he come in?
2 times a year, 3 times a year.
He comes in 3 times a year. Has he figured out money?
Yeah.
Has he figured out time? You see that? Do you get me? He figured it out already. But he's got a bright guy like you working there, right? Make sense? He's duplicated something. So whenever people say, oh, I don't want to make money off of people, and then I just think, where do you work right now? I work here. Are they making money off of you? Yes. Why is that okay? Why is that okay? And you're not okay with it. You're okay with somebody capitalizing on you, right? That's it. Now, are you okay with your boss making money off of you?
For now.
Right, for now. But why? Because do you get paid too? So it's a win-win. See, making money off of people doesn't have to be I win and you lose. Stop thinking that. These are all programming, things that you're telling yourself. See, this is deflecting responsibility. No, I don't want to do this USANA thing because I don't want to make money off of people. See, but you don't understand. I make money and you make money. We both win. It's okay. Stop deflecting that responsibility. So you figured out money. You figured out time. So first money will hold you back, remember. But then time is going to hold you back. Because you're going to want to do all this stuff. You're going to say, oh, I wish I could do all this. I just don't have time. I just don't have time. But there's a third thing that holds people back. And this is the worst. Health. Health will eventually hold you back. For sure. Some of you guys that are young right now, you're not too concerned. You're not too concerned right now. No way. Come on. Some of you guys are, how old are you right now? 27. You look like 19. That's good. You're taking the vitamins. Okay. But some of you guys, I'm telling you right now, that are under the age of 33, okay, that are young, right? I always say because I'm turning 33, okay? All right, so I put myself as the mark always, right? But if you're 33 and below, are you really concerned with health? A lot of people are not too concerned. Not too concerned. But once you get into the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, do you think now you're going to say, yeah, I would, like, for example, how many people that are 60 do you think can do Machu Picchu? Let's say they had the money and they had the time. I'll tell you this right now, man. I know you guys can do it. Okay, I know our USANA associates can do it for sure. But I'm saying, like my mom is 60. And as I was walking that trail, you know what I was thinking? I wish my mom was here. Like, I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, I wish my mom was here. But I thought, man, even if my mom was here, I don't think she could do it. I would have had to have rented a llama to put her on top of that thing. I don't think she could have made it. So do you guys understand my point? Like, health would have held her back. And some people say, well, she's 60, man, give her a break. Is 60 old?
No.
Come on, dude, 60? No way. If you take care of yourself, you should live to be 100, man. And at 75, we know people in USANA that have climbed Mount Everest in their 70s to the top, not to base camp. I'm talking about to the top in their 70s. All right? So we know a person named Edna Northrup who's in her 80s who went to base camp at Everest, which is about 17, almost 18,000 feet, I think, something like that. But think about it. In her 80s, I don't know, man. I'm going to say this. I don't want to hear, see, it's just saying, well, it's my age. You see, what are you doing? You're deflecting responsibility. You're not accepting responsibility for your health. You're not accepting responsibility for your time, and you're not accepting responsibility for your financial situation. I'll tell you guys right now, if you want to make this year different, can you guys all do me that favor and accept responsibility next? This is a good picture. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. If you guys could somehow have this type of thought process, you gotta teach Kumar, right?
Yeah.
But this is the type of the type of thinking that I'm talking about. It's your mess. You gotta clean it up. If your financial situation is a mess right now, you gotta clean it up, man. You can't just leave it there and say, "Oh, it's because this and because that and whatever." No. You can clean up your mess. I'll tell you one thing that I've had. So I've been to 48 countries in my life now. Okay, 48. I do 8 countries. I'm sorry, 6 to 8 countries a year, every single year. All right, and my goal is to see all 195 countries before I die. All right, that's the goal. So I'm on pace. The point is this: that one thing that I've learned in my travels is perspective. When you think you're struggling, I'm telling you right now, it's really hard to say that you're struggling in comparison to something else. When I was in the Philippines, when I was in Colombia, when I was in Mexico, when I was in El Salvador, in different parts of the world that I've been to so far, and I know I'm sure there's more challenging parts of the world, but when somebody says, man, I'm broke, and they got an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, a car, and they eat out once a week, and they're broke. That is not broke.
Yeah.
Make sense? Your financial situation is a little mess, but you can clean it up. Okay, so you just got to clean this up a little bit. All right, so please accept your responsibility. So have I driven this point home a little bit? Is this negative? Is anybody, hopefully, you don't need to answer, but hopefully nobody here is feeling bad about this, because that's not my intention. My intention is to make you feel excited, to say, you know what, I can take responsibility and change this now. That's it. That's my intention. To say, you know what, man, this year, because for us, USANA year starts in August, starts in July and ends in July. So really, this is the beginning of the USANA year for us. Everybody's year starts in January. Ours starts in August. In July, I'm sorry. All right, so let's click next. Here's why people don't accept responsibility. This is what I think. It's a key word called urgency. All right, urgency. You got to look up the word. I'm going to try to define it as best as I can. But urgency is the reason why people don't accept responsibility. Because what do most people do when they have a responsibility? What do most people do? Yeah, like let's say you gotta clean up your room. Like, I gotta clean up my room. I'll do it on the weekend. Okay, so what does that mean? That you had a responsibility and you've now procrastinated on that responsibility, which I would say is the opposite of urgent. It's now prolonged. It's delayed. And the longer you delay something, it's just never going to happen. Now, here's another thing. When you have urgency, you have desire too. Because now you want to do something because you're like, okay, I got to get it done. I'm going to do it. So all of a sudden you look like you're on fire, right? Like you're determined. It says here, without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. That's a powerful quote by one of my favorite mentors, Jim Rohn. I heard that when I was brand new in USANA, and I never forgot it. Without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. So give me an example of urgency, yeah? Like what's a characteristic of an urgent person? Like when you think, okay, this person has a lot of urgency in their life. Is urgent and desperate the same?
No.
Okay, I want to make sure you guys understand that. Because some people say, Mike, I need to quit my job. Like, I need to, man. Like, or Mike, I need to make money right now, man. Like, I'm losing my house. Like, I need to. That's called desperation. That's not the same as urgent. Urgent means I want to get this done right now. That's urgency. I want to, not I need to. Do you guys understand? So I believe urgency in a healthy way is when you want to do something right now. Like for me, when I was 23 years old and I signed up in USANA, I wanted to get rid of my student loans and my credit card debt now. You want to know why? I didn't need to, because a lot of people, they don't pay off their student loans and credit cards until they're well into their 40s. But you want to know why I wanted to pay them off? Because I started calculating. I started calculating interest, and I thought, man, I'm going to pay so much in interest. I was like, forget this, dude. I want to pay them now. I don't want to have these bills over my head. Another thing that was unfortunate was whenever people would say, Mike, what are some of your goals? You know what I used to say too? I want to travel the world. And they say, where have you been to lately? Vegas. Do you guys understand? Vegas is cool because you have Paris, Rome, New York, it's all in one place, okay? So you get to see the whole world. Egypt is there too, right? So you get to see the whole world in one spot. But the whole point is that, and I believe that's why Vegas is so successful. Because people feel like, oh, look, I'm in New York, and now I'm in Paris. Like, come on. Like, so I wanted to travel the world, but you know what used to hold me back? I told you already. Money. I used to say, I want to travel. Yeah, but I got bills, man. You know those bills. Whose bills are they? Mine. Whose fault is it? Mine. Who created those bills? Me. Who can solve it? Me. Do you guys understand? Like, I had to accept responsibility for those bills. Now, if you're a person of faith, don't think that I'm saying this in a way where it's like me and there's no. That's a whole other conversation, okay? I'm talking about like you have to accept responsibility mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You have to accept that responsibility. All right? So urgency. Give me an example of an urgent person. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think urgency looks like?
Setting a deadline.
Okay. When you set a deadline, that's awesome. Yeah, that creates urgency, right? Because let's say I say, I want to clean my room. That's it. But I want to clean my room in this month. We say, I want to clean my room by August 17th. I want to and I will by August 17th. Okay, so do you guys understand? It's like creating urgency. Now you say, I want to clean my room because I have my girlfriend coming over on August 17th. Now, do you guys understand? Like, now there's more reason, right? Do you guys follow me on this?
Yes.
So, an urgent person. How else do they look? So, somebody that has a deadline, that's urgent, yeah.
No excuses. Except for-
So, someone's urgency is not going to make an excuse, right? Like, I got to clean my room, right? But I can't because I don't have time. But what if you just woke up earlier? Like, let's say, I want to clean my room, but I can't because I have work. What time do you work? I work 9 to 7. How many of you guys think it's possible to wake up at 5 in the morning? Is it possible? Is it possible? Now, I don't know if people like to, but is it possible? We're talking about possible, right? Yeah, you can wake up at 5, start cleaning from 5 to 8, 3 hours, and then still make it to work on time. You work until 7, come home, I got to feed the kids. How long does that take? 2 hours. All right, you're done by 9. I got to sleep too. Well, tough it out a little bit. Go to bed at midnight. Only sleep for 5 hours. Do you guys understand? Do that for 2 days and your room will be clean. Am I right? How long does it take? How many of you guys think it takes maybe 10 hours to clean a room? Have you guys ever been to that point where your room looks like a bomb hit it? Like, it's just... And there's a difference between cleaning and rearranging your mess. Am I right? All right, I'm talking about clean. Clean, not where you just shove everything in the drawers and it's like, all right, it's clean, that's it. No one can see it. So the deadline is one, and making no excuses. Yes, that is an urgent person. Okay, now what's the feeling of an urgent person though? Like, how does an urgent person feel?
I feel like they're precise. They know exactly what they need to do and they know if they're behind, like they know right away.
Okay, so they have a good sense of where they are and they're present. They're present with their task. Okay. What else? What does an urgent person feel?
Even when somebody's dying, when they have limited time.
Okay, they don't have time.
They don't have time and they want to, accomplish a lot more.
Okay. So urgency is when
you face that.
Okay. True.
And the bigger the why, I think the bigger the urgency is.
Okay. So it's just like you feel like your time is running out. I kind of like that one. I'm going to use a different one than death, though. I'm going to use a different one than death. Let's go next. This is a good example of urgency. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me this. Is time running out for these people?
Oh,
How many of you guys have ever been there? An urgent person is like a heat-seeking missile. There's just they're not seeing anything else. When you're like this, are you thinking anything else?
No.
All you're thinking is, where is the toilet? Am I right or wrong? So, the example I'm giving you here is when you're urgent for your goal, you're the same way. Your goal is like the toilet. So can you imagine someone comes here, right? You're like this, right? And what's your name again? Leah. Let's say this is you, Leah, right now, right? And someone comes and says, Leah, let's go have a pizza. Come on, let's go hang out and have a drink. What are you gonna say?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
No.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I gotta go. What if they say, oh, dude, but Brad Pitt is over here. Now, let's say you really have to go. Let's say you really have to. How many of you guys have ever been to that point where you just feel like you're going to pass out or something's about to explode?
Yes.
I've been there, man. I can remember one time, man, in Hawaii. Oh, man, I had to go so bad. Woo! I still remember it. Like pain. And then all of a sudden you think, wait, I don't have to go any. Like, it stopped. And then it comes back. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. So let's say you have to go that bad. and they say, but Brad Pitt is over here, and he's only going to be here you got to wait here for 10 minutes to see Brad Pitt. Are you going to go?
I don't know.
I'll tell you this right now. An urgent person would say, either you're going to soil yourself right there, or you're going to miss Brad Pitt. Because you're just like this. So whenever somebody tells me, Mike, I want to be successful, you know what I look at? I look at this. I say, how much urgency do you have? Honestly, is there urgency in your life or not, man? Like, do you need to get there or not? Because if you need to get there, you will. If you want and need to get there, you will. If your goal is like a toilet, you'll make it. Can we agree on that? So, for some of you guys, I'll tell you this right now. I hear it all the time. I hear people say, like, yeah, I want to be successful. Why aren't you at Saturday training? Oh, because da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Here it comes.
Yeah.
I want to be successful. All right, cool. What did you listen to today? Nothing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I want to be successful. What book did you read this week? Well, I didn't have to. Here it comes. Do you guys understand? Like, it's just one thing after another thing. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be successful if you make excuses and you don't have urgency like that.
Right.
You'll see people that have become successful over the past couple of weeks and how much urgency they had. It's unbelievable. We have an example like Icy, right? And Adrian. 2 people in this room that have reached the level of gold director. Can we give them a big round of applause? Now, was there urgency? Did you feel like you had to go to the bathroom 24/7 for 4 weeks, right? Did you feel it? Was there urgency all the time? Like you always felt like, oh, I gotta get it done. I gotta get it done. Like, no, I can't wait. No. There's no there's none of this going on. There's no yeah, I'll chill. I gotta talk to 2 people on that. I'll call tomorrow. Like, there's just none of that. You're just now Friday. How much urgency does it increase or not?
Yes.
It seems like Friday from 12 to 10, the urgency meter goes like it's like this. It's like you gotta go. Okay. So I just want to make sure you guys understand. Please get this visual. Hopefully this visual will never leave you. But I want you guys to have urgency like that. Be focused on your goal. That's what an urgent person is. They're focused on their goal, nothing else. They're looking at their goal and they're not looking at anything else. That is urgency to me. When I see somebody that has urgency, I'm like, so what's up? What are you after right now? I'm going to get this. I'm like, okay. Well, are you sure? Yeah, I want this. I'm getting this. Okay, cool. We'll see. I'm like, hey, let's go hang out. No, I can't. I'm like all of a sudden, I see that sense of urgency in a person. And anything that will help you get there faster, correctly, you'll take advantage of it. There's a lot of things that can help you get there quicker. Like, let me give you an example of this. If you have urgency, right, and you need to go to the bathroom, and you don't know where you are, what can help you? What was it?
Ask people.
Ask someone. Will that save time?
Yes.
Yes. If you have to go to the bathroom and you're in a place that you've never been to, are you going to try to find the bathroom on your own? You're going to ask for help. You're going to say, where's the bathroom? Who knows? Where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? Right? You're not going to be like, where's the bathroom? Let me think here. I think it's over there. Let me check it out over there. If it's not there, I'll just go over here. Is that how you do it?
No.
Do you guys understand the urgency example? I'm telling you right now, man. But some of you guys that are in USANA, and you're like, that's my goal, and you haven't asked a question yet on how to get there. Not one. Is that urgent? No. You're still trying to figure it out. You got time. You got all day. You got your whole life to figure this out. When I was brand new, I would ask, even if it was a stupid question, I would still be like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's this? How does this work? Can you help me with this? I want to know so I can figure this out, so I can teach new people this. I was asking questions like an urgent person would on where the bathroom is. So you guys get me on this. So I want to make sure you guys understand that. Now, what if somebody says this? All right, you say, so excuse me, where's the bathroom? What's the fastest way? And I say, you go there and there. And you look at it and go, yeah, but I'd rather go this way. Is that a good idea?
No.
I'm telling you right now. I give people advice all the time. And based on their level of urgency, based on how much they listen, I know where their level of urgency is. Because why would I tell you something that will delay the process? That's like you coming to me and this is my house and you're like, where's the bathroom? And I'm like, I think it's over there. No, it's like, I'm going to tell you right where it's at. I'm going to say, it's right over there. Go straight and make a right. It's right there. First door on the right. It's like that. I'll tell you one thing that will help you get there faster. Okay? We're going to go through it at basic training. But one thing that will help you get there faster, okay, without a doubt, is your level of professionalism. I'm serious. That's one thing that will help you get there faster. Your level of professionalism. Professionalism is what? Being accountable, being presentable, being reliable, like all of those things. Being a good communicator, that's a professional characteristic, I think. Not being a foul mouth, not talking like a sailor. All of those things will help you get there faster, I promise you. So when I tell people, hey, you got to be more professional, and you don't step it up right then, I know your level of urgency is not there. Because I'm telling you right now, professionalism will get you there faster. What you talk about, if you're talking about, like, let me ask you a question. Do you think a professional gets wasted every week?
No.
You think Steve Jobs was getting wasted every week in his day? You think Bill Gates was getting wasted every week? Every single week is partying until he passed out? No, I don't think that's a professional thing to do. Now somebody says, well, nobody knows. Professional is integrity and character. Having integrity and having a strong character. Who are you when nobody else is watching? That's who you are. So if you're not proud of yourself, how could you have self-confidence? How could you feel good about yourself? How could you feel like you bring value to other people? Because in this business, I'm telling you right now, if they're not getting started, whose fault is it? Yours? Because you're not bringing enough value to them. Now, don't think that that can't change. That could totally change. But it has to start the value from within. No matter how much I tell you you can do it, if you don't believe that you can do it, it's not going to work. Now, why do you think that you can't do it? Because you think you're not worthy, because you think you're not smart enough, because you think you can't learn new things? That's why. That's why you think you can't do it. If I tell you, hey, you can make $1 million in USANA, you go, yeah, right. Why? Well, I'm not like you, but why can't you learn? You think I was just signed up in USANA, boom, and I was straight in like that? No, nobody is like that. There's not one person that I've seen yet that has signed the application and went like this and never came down. I haven't seen one yet. Everybody kind of learns and struggles and figures and grows, and it's a growing process. It's just like, don't tell me at the gym. Who's a gym person here, like a personal trainer or a coach or anything like that? Have you seen someone come into the gym like this and get in there and do a perfect push-up on the first try? Can you imagine? Someone's 50, 100 pounds overweight and they do a perfect pull-up. They're like, look at that. Shoot. I'm 100 pounds overweight, but I did a perfect pull-up right now. Is that how it goes? No. Everybody comes in a certain way, and the first one, you're like, you can't even get your chin over the bar, right? You do a squat on your toes. You look like this. So you do a squat. So the whole point is that a lot of people come in, and they're not there yet. But you grow, though. That's the part of the growing process. Can you learn something new? And if you can learn something new, then you can make it, especially in USANA, because it's not rocket science. So your level of professionalism, your dress code, I think your dress code is important. And I'm telling you right now, man, I've taken people shopping. Have I not? Have I not? I've taken people shopping, and I tell you, just buy this, trust me. That's it. And I tell you, those shoes will not make you money. Somebody say, how can my shoes make me money? Trust me. That's it. Don't ask. Let's say you come to the gym and somebody comes in with their heels on. They say, yeah, I wouldn't wear those shoes to the gym. Do you guys understand? Like, back to Machu Picchu real quick. Let me give you some perspective. When we got to Machu Picchu, the guide would say, you need this much water. And you need this. And you need that. And I wouldn't wear that shirt and put this coat on and do this. Like, give us some tips. You think I was questioning the man? Like, let me tell you this. You guys know the little muscle shirt that people wear underneath their clothes? That's the worst thing to wear on a trip like that. When you wear a dry fit shirt, why don't you wear the muscle shirt underneath? Because it will get sweaty. The muscle shirt will get sweaty. The dry fit shirt won't. But the muscle shirt will get sweaty, and then you're in trouble. Okay? So there was little tips like that, but I was thinking, no, but the undershirt, I'll be warmer. No. No, I just listened. And the amount of water. You want to know what really sucked? When they say, all right, you need at least 2 to 3 liters of water. You know what I was thinking? I'm not going to carry all that. This is me thinking, okay? Not being coachable for a second. I was like, 3 liters? You know how heavy my backpack is? And I'm going to put another 3 liters in there? You guys know that's heavy, right? I mean, like some of you guys are like, that's not too heavy. But if you already have all this stuff and you're going to put 3 liters in your backpack and you're like, ugh, and you're going to walk 19 miles in a day or 10-mile average, whatever, at an incline, yeah, the last thing you want to do is carry more stuff. But what do you do? What's the secret? Anyone want to give me the tip? What do you think the secret is? Say again?
Stay hydrated.
Say, what'd you say?
Stay hydrated.
Drink your water, right? Of course. Because as you're walking, you should be drinking until your backpack gets lighter and lighter and lighter. That's the secret. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking like that. But he has experience. So the whole time I'm walking and I'm drinking. You want to know how many bathroom breaks we had? Whew. Now I went with 4 girls. Okay? When we first got there, everybody was a little shy. I'm not going to lie. Okay? So it was kind of like, okay, bathroom break. So you would find like a big rock that kind of had like a little cave in there. And you would go in there and you would do your little thing, right? Tinkle. Okay? After, dude, I was like, hey, look over there. Before I was like, where's the hand sanitizer? You know, give me the paper. No, there was no wiping after that, dude. It was like, let's go, come on, boom. Pop a squat and you go. Let's keep going. Like that's how the bathroom breaks got. Interesting story. Okay. So it just shows that after a while, like you just submit to the elements. It's kind of like the business, right? In the beginning, a no or something kind of feels a little awkward. After a while, no, it just feels like, it's like nothing. That's how it was on the trail. How many of you guys have ever gone to the bathroom in a bush? Who's never gone in a bush? All right. Do you think there's any other way on this thing? No. When I did my first one, dude, I was proud. I'll always remember it. Okay? But it was just, I found a rock and I was like, oh, that's good right there. Like, don't look at me. All right. So, we did our thing. But I want to tell you guys a quick story. This is true. There was a girl that was not part of our group. So I had a total of 5 girls in my group. All right. So 4 that was with us and then 1 extra that was from France. She was like an add-on because she was doing like an internship for a travel agency and she was kind of getting like a feel for the trail to kind of be like a tour guide or whatever. You know what this girl did? She was so shy to go to the bathroom that what do you think she did? She didn't go. And she didn't drink water because that would make her want to go. So when we were walking, you talk about urgency. She was a heavier girl. And I remember thinking like, dang, dude, this girl's walking hella quick. Like, I can't keep up with this girl. Well, her urgency meter was high. So she was walking ahead every single time. And then I was thinking, I haven't seen her go to the bathroom yet. Not that I was watching her like that, but, but you start to you kind of be present about these things. Like, I've stopped at least 10 times to go to the restroom with all the water that I'm drinking and, the hydration and all of that. And I haven't seen this girl go once. So you want to know what ended up happening to her? She ended up in the hospital. Severe dehydration. She was puking. Like, when you dehydrate and you have altitude sickness, it's the worst feeling for sure. So she was puking everywhere. Like she was sick. She was really sick. And we got stuck in the middle of the trail, and we're thinking, how are we going to bring her down from here? And I was like, come on, let me carry you. Let's go. I was about to throw her on my back and just carry her down because there was no other way. There was no mule. There's no llama to help us, nothing. And she was like, no. And luckily, dude, there was this little train that would go. It was like a cargo train. And it didn't allow passengers, but we bribed them and they let her on. And that train took her into town and there was a hospital there and she went to the hospital. But can you imagine that though? That's what your ego does. That's what the whole being not listening does. It can hurt you. It can sabotage you. So anywho, I just want to let you guys know, like the parallel that I was thinking there, I was like, man, be coachable, man. Be coachable. Because in a year from now, if you're not where you want to be, I'm not going to remember everything. But if I could be like, have it all written down and say, remember when I told you to do this and you didn't do it? Remember I told you to do that and you didn't do it? Remember I told you to do this, and you didn't do any of that stuff? That's why you're not where you want to be. Right there. Do you guys understand? I'm not going to remember everything though. But believe me, as I'm telling you, do it. As I'm telling you. And if you're not sure on why, ask some questions. Let's talk through it. I don't need you to be a yes man or a yes woman. Ask questions. Let's work through it. You know, so can you give me some clarity on that, Mike? I kind of want to know why. What's your thought behind that? Give me some examples of where you've seen it before. I'll give you examples, but do it then. Make sense? Don't wait, because at the end, I'm not going to remember all that stuff. And when we look back, all we're going to see is, I don't know, I can't put it together at this point. So the urgency is take direction. I'm telling you, from people who have already been there, take that direction. Invest your money wisely. Invest your money wisely. How many of you guys put away at least 10% of everything that you make? I'm talking about everything that you make. Okay? Everything that you make. If you have a job or whatever, you better be putting money away. No joke. Every week. So if you're making $100 a week, then you should be putting 10 to 15 bucks a week. Every single week. Think about that. In 20 weeks, you should have enough to upgrade your belt or your shoes or something. Right? That's if you're making $100 a week where you work right now. I'm pretty sure everybody was making more than $100 a week, right, at their job. So keep that in mind. Like, you need to put money aside to invest into yourself. That will get you there quicker. Promise you, that will get you there quicker. That level of professionalism. Okay, next. All right. Another thing about urgency is this. You can't forget. You're not allowed to forget what you want when you have urgency in your life. So as you guys can see, the little water dripping, it's like a reminder. Like, do you have to be reminded to go to the bathroom when you have to go? No, you just
feel it.
You just feel it, and you don't have to be reminded. Somebody says, "Didn't you have to go to the bathroom?" Oh yeah, huh? Yeah. Like, didn't you have to retire your mom? Oh yeah, you're right. No, there's none of that. It's like it's like a water drop on your head. That's just a constant reminder. That's how it feels. Like urgency. That's how it feels during the gold run, right? Like, I gotta do this. It just feels like that all the time. All right, next. All right, so let's go through basic training, okay? Hopefully that was helpful for some of you guys. A little mindset for you guys before we go to the convention. But now let's talk about the basic training. Okay, so there's a couple of things. When somebody enrolls into USANA, you have to do personal development, okay? So I'm going to just set that right now, right off the top. You have to do personal development. And personal development, there's two things that I recommend you listen to. How many of you guys have an iPhone here? If you have an iPhone, can you put your hand up real quick, just so I can see it? All right. So that means you have iTunes. Don't be cheap, okay? So buy it. Buy these two. If you don't have an iPhone, then I'm sure you can download it illegally through your Droid, okay? But get these two things. The first one is called The Strangest Secret. The Strangest Secret by Florence Nightingale. If you want to be cheap, go to YouTube, and I'm sure you can listen to it on YouTube. The Strangest Secret. No, Florence Nightingale. By Earl Nightingale. What am I saying? Sorry. Earl Nightingale. Write it down. You're going to forget. The Strangest Secret. That's the first audio. And I don't know if you know this, Scotty, but Carmen Marshall, that's the first thing that she has her team listen to. Isn't that weird? I just found out. Carmen Marshall, when you sign up with Carmen Marshall, which is one of the top guns in USANA, that's the first audio she has you listen to. The Strangest Secret. And I'm just like, man, I just heard that. But there's a lot of stuff that we've heard in other audios that's pretty much the same concept. But the strangest secret, I feel, in 45 minutes sets the tone. It sets the tone for you in this business. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. So how long will it take you to listen to it? 45 minutes, right? How much urgency do you have? That's the question. If you leave here and you spend 2 days and you still haven't listened to it, is that an urgent characteristic or not?
No.
There's no urgency in that person. There's no urgency. And someone will say, oh, I just didn't have time to go. Sorry, here it goes again. It's like, listen to it. Not just once, over and over. So when I was on the Inca Trail, what do you think I was listening to? Yeah. I bought a speaker, and people were annoyed. And don't get me wrong, I did connect with nature at times, okay, where I was just completely disconnected from everything. But I had my speaker, I held it like this, and I would walk like this. And I had them following me, listening to it. The whole way, dude. Yep. The whole way. And we'd stop it, and I'd talk about it. Let's talk about this. But it was personal development on the trail. The Strangest Secret. I listened to it. How many of you guys have ever been in traffic before? If you've never been in traffic, I don't know where you live, okay? Or show me the routes, and I'm going to follow the routes. Even with Waze, right? But who's at a bike? Oh, motorcycle, right? Or bicycle. So if you're in traffic and you're not listening to The Strangest Secret, you're wasting your time in traffic. And don't get me wrong, man. I like to listen to music too. I do. I really enjoy music as well. And that just happened. All right? Maybe like 4 years ago, I finally started listening to music. So I'm really behind. I'm really behind. Like there's some stuff like Jay-Z, I hadn't heard him until like last year. Okay, so I went through Hard Knock Life all the way through. Like, I mean, it's just, I just started listening to music. So I want you guys to know, I enjoy listening to music too, but you got to put personal development as a priority. So The Strangest Secret, that's the first thing you should listen to. Second thing you should listen to is Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. Those two first. Until you listen to those two, you and I cannot even have a conversation. And I know that sounds like, what? You're too good? No. It's because we don't even speak the same language. Right. You're not going to understand what I'm telling you. I'm going to say something and you're going to be like, you're lost. So really, really listen to that so that we can have a good conversation. We need that common ground. So The Strangest Secret and Building Your Network Marketing Business. Highly, highly recommended. I mean, I think that pretty much does it. Once you listen to The Strangest Secret, from there, like if you really get it, you're ready to go. You are ready to go. Okay. So that's it. So now that we talked about personal development, let's get into the training now. So let's go. Next. So first, welcome everybody. And the first part of basic training is your goals. All right. So go ahead and grab one of these. Pass it down for forward. So the first thing is setting goals. This is the benchmark for how you're going to get there long term. I always have people write this down. It's old school, but I'm telling you right now, when you listen to The Strangest Secret, it's going to make sense to you. Writing your goals down and making a commitment. Once you've written down and you've made the commitment, it's as good as done already. It's as good as done. You've already accomplished it. It's just a matter of time now. So your goals, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks. You know what's crazy? I went to college, right? And I went to high school, obviously. And nobody ever told me to write down my goals. I'd never heard it. I know Jim Rohn talks about it in Challenge to Succeed. You know, he says, I went to college for 1.5 years. Never heard it, right? I kid you not. Not once did they say, write your goals down exactly like what you want. Never. It was never mentioned. So I think this is an important thing. Some people have never written down their goals. So I want you guys to write it down and carry this card with you. Carry it with you all the time. Don't take it out of your pocket. Don't take it out of your wallet or your purse. Have it on you. Seriously, have this on you. This will help you with your urgency. This will help you with accepting responsibility. Just simply writing your goals down. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid to write things down, and this is the self-destructive behavior already. You're afraid to write something down because you're like, well, I don't know if I can do it, so I'll only write it down if I think I can do it. Don't do that. It's a goal. You're going to strive for something. You got to step out of your comfort zone for this one. That's where success exists. Success does not exist in your comfort zone, because if it did, you would have already had it. Right? Here's a good note. If you could have everything you ever wanted, being the way you are and where you're at, then shouldn't you already have it? Think about that. If you could have everything you wanted, being the way you are and being where you're at, shouldn't you already have it? That means that you cannot have everything that you want being the way you are and where you're at. You have to change. You have to grow and evolve. Does that make sense? Just think about it really quick for a second. Because like people would always ask me, do you have everything that you want, Mike? I asked a girl this yesterday. I said, do you have everything that you want? And she goes, like, I could tell she wanted to say yes. But like, you're going to tell me after I know you pretty well already? Like, I know you pretty well. We've known each other for about a year. I told you, do you have everything that you want? She goes, and like the little lip quivered a little bit. Like, she goes, no. And I'm like, why? She goes, do you get me? What do you think the answers normally are? Well, I haven't had time. I've been busy with work. You want to know what I want the answer to be? Because I haven't accepted responsibility for it. That's the answer. That's it. Once you realize that it's you, you're on your way. But where does it start? So I know that you guys, we've been talking about this for a while, but where does the responsibility start? Right here. It starts right here. This is the first step of training for everybody here. Writing down your goals. Your 4-week goals, your 8-week goals, and your 12-week goals. Health goals and financial goals. Not just financial goals. You need health goals too. Don't tell, unless you have a 12-pack, you ain't there. And don't say you don't want one. Because if they were giving away 12-packs right now in the other room, everybody would get one.
6 or 12.
If they said, just come in right now, and we'll zap you, bing, 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 and you get a 12-pack, just zap, who wants one, who wants one, bing, bing, bing. If somebody say, no, pass me, I don't want one. Shut up. If they just zapped you and you had it like that, we're giving away $10 million right now, who wants to just get zapped? Bing, bing, bing. Come on. No, pass me, I'd rather earn it. Shut up. And every single person would get zapped right then. Do you guys follow me on this? So don't tell me you don't want it, because if it was easy, you would just take it. But how easy is it to get it? You want to know how easy it is? You write it down. That's how easy it is. You write it down and you set it as a goal. That's the first step. Can I improve here? Of course. Can we all improve here? Of course, we can all improve. You know what's really encouraging? When you see somebody that you haven't seen in a while. And Magdaleno, I haven't seen him in a while, right? And he says, hey, you're looking different. That means that my goals are coming true. Okay? So I have lost like 20 pounds, and I'm feeling pretty good. All right? But these are goals that are written down. And the goal is to get a 6-pack. For sure. All right? It takes a commitment, right? You got to write it down. It's not going to happen by itself. You write it down 4 weeks. So before Machu Picchu, yeah, I had to train. I mean, I couldn't just go. So I said, you know what? First thing is first, I have to drop weight. I can't go to Machu Picchu at 180, 185. That's where I was at, 185. I was like, no, I'm going to go to Machu Picchu at 165. Do you want to know how much I weighed in when I went to Machu Picchu? 164.7, right when I took off that day. I was there. I hit it. But I already had my 4-week goal, my 8-week goal, my 12-week goal, and I kept going until I got there. Okay? So I flew in at 164.7. So I was feeling pretty good, right? But it's just setting those goals. All right? So now that I'm there, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks, it's a reboot. Now I can't have that as the same goal. Now it has to be different goals. Makes sense? I have to push myself beyond where I'm at. And that's it. So 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. So what's a 4-week goal for somebody? Think about it. Where do you want to be 4 weeks from now financially? Well, first of all, where are you at right now? Where are you at this moment financially? You want to know what a good measurement is? How much is in your bank account? That's a good measurement. How much is in your bank account? How much is in your savings account right now? That's a good measurement. If it looks pretty sad, then, okay, 4 weeks from now, how much do you want that to improve? 4 weeks, is that a lot of time? It is, believe it or not. It is a lot of time to change it. Now, if your bank account says $2, say I want to grow 600%. Do you guys understand? It's hard to grow 600% if your bank account says $10. If you grow 100%, what would it be?
It'd be 20.
It would be $20. So if you grow 600%, where would you be?
120.
600, 6,000.
Let's do simple math. If you're at $10 and you say, I want to double my bank account. All right. I want to double my bank account. Is that a pretty good goal? So if you have $10 in your bank account, can you have $20 by next week? In 4 weeks, you say, I want to double it to 20, and then, you know what? The next week after, I want to double it again, so I want to get to 40. The next week after that, I want to double it again, I want to get to 80, and the week after that, I want to get to 160. I want to have $160 in my bank account. Saved. That I don't have to touch. Is that a good goal if your bank account looks pretty pathetic right now? Hey, it's a start. That's a 4-week goal. An 8-week goal. Just say, you know what? I want to double it again. I want to keep going. Are those good goals for you? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. First, where are you at? But if you're in denial, if you think, oh, I'm okay, then you're not going to go anywhere. You're going zero. You're going nowhere fast. Is it a good place to be at zero? No. Now, what if you have 10 grand sitting in your bank account right now? I'll tell you this right now. 10 grand, less than 30% of people have 10 grand sitting in their bank account that they don't have to touch. But should that be a nice goal, though? How many of you guys would feel good if you had 10 grand? You see how everybody smiled right away? As soon as I said everybody had 10 grand. Because all of a sudden, though, you feel what? Like you can breathe a little bit better. So why not strive to have that feeling? It's not the money. Does that make sense? It's the feeling that's attached to it. Where if you have 10 grand, you know what, man? I'm going to give myself a 30-day vacation for me and my boyfriend, or me and my girlfriend, or me and my mom and dad. That's a great feeling. Could that be accomplished in 12 weeks? I'll be honest, it can. It can be accomplished in 12 weeks. But how much urgency has to be there? Do you guys, could it be urgency like, where's the bathroom? I'll go there after, I'll go there in 2 hours. No, it's got to be what we've already discussed. So I told you guys to listen to the personal development audio, right? The Strangest Secret and Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. Download them. How long does it take to listen to them? 45 minutes for The Strangest Secret and about an hour for Building Your Network Marketing Business. So in an hour and 40 minutes from the moment you leave this room, if you don't have it done in 3 hours, I'll say, you don't have that much urgency, right? Because will that get you to your goal faster? It will. It will get you there faster. Alrighty. Yes.
Like, Vance, how many goals do you recommend per set?
I would recommend at least one solid goal financial and one solid goal health, at least. But if you want to have, Les Brown always says, what are 5 things, right? So Jim Rohn also says too.
I heard him say 4 as well. So I was like, what's to be the most focused?
Like I said, I would say one at the very least. Have one solid goal that you're excited about. Because also how you feel about your goal too. Like if you write down a goal that you don't feel excited about, it's going to be hard to work towards that. So have something that makes you feel excited. Jim Rohn says you can't write enough goals. There's an audio called the Goals Workshop with Jim Rohn.
We
Goal
just did
setting?
that training on Monday. That's why I was like,
Yeah, he says write as many as you want. He says you can write down a bunch of goals. Right? The more the better. Because goals are like magnets. They pull you, right? They pull you through. They pull you towards your goal. So I would write down as
having
many.
too much is not.
No. No.
It's okay.
I would say it's okay. So you only have 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks. You have to set it like that. So when I come up to someone and I say, what are your 4-week goals? What are your 8-week goals? What are your 12-week goals? Can you imagine if when I ask people that and they go, I don't know. Do you think that at that moment we kind of have an idea of why that person's not moving forward? I mean, it's right there, man. The answer is right there. Let me give you guys an example. How many of you guys have negative family members or friends? Whose fault is that? It is. Let's say you have a family member who's negative, who just says, you're not going to make it. You're never going to make it in that thing, la, la, la. You want to know whose fault it is? It's yours. Because they don't, let me tell you this. If your family member comes up to you, right, and says, you're not going to make it, and you go, I am going to make it, I'll show you. Right? If you do that whole thing. But if your family member says, show me how. Could you? If you can draw it out for them and say, this is exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have 10 customers in my first 4 weeks. I'm going to lose 5 pounds. I'm going to do this in my 8 weeks. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. That's how I'm going to do it. In 12 weeks from now, I'm going to be here. In 4 weeks from now, I'm going to be here. Can you imagine you showed that to your family member? Say, look, these are my 4, 8, and 12 week goals right here. I'm going to accomplish this. You just watch. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm just asking you to observe me. Do you guys get me on this? It's not a belief thing. It's an observance. Your family members and friends are observing you. And if you're showing them that you're not hitting goals, that's it. That's why they're negative. I have people who say, man, my wife is just negative about this business, man. I'm like, how long have you been in Usan? 3 years. And where are you? Like, oh, builder. I'm like, well, that's why your wife is negative, man. Because she doesn't see progress. She keeps hearing all this stuff that you say and she sees nothing. What do you expect from her? Whose fault is that? Do you guys understand? So please understand that when you have a negative family member, you gotta accept responsibility for that. You gotta say, you know what? I know you've been negative because I haven't reached my goals, but look, these are for the next 4, 8, and 12 weeks, this is what I'm gonna do. You wanna hold me accountable? That's fine, but this is what I'm gonna do. Do you guys get me on that? Like, you have to be able to talk like that to have posture. Until then, you don't have any posture. So people are walking all over you because they're like, come on, man, you're just a big talker. That's all you do is talk. You don't do anything. Am I right or wrong? So please don't take it personal from your negative family members or friends. Take it as a little drip. Boop, boop. If anything, it should be creating urgency for you. It should create an urgency for you to go out there and get things done. But can you imagine you tell your family member, like, hey, look, I know you're always on my case about this and you're always negative about this, but in 4 weeks, I'm going to have $250 made in Usan. And in 8 weeks, I'm going to have $1,000 made. And in 12 weeks, I'm going to have $2,000 made. Okay? And these are my health goals. I'm going to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and 15 pounds by the 12th week. Okay? Do you guys get me? Like, and what if you did all of that? And I'm like, see, I told you. So these are my new set of goals now. Here are my new 4 week, 12 week, 4 week, 8 week, and 12 week goals. Do you think they're going to be a little more positive about it now? What do you think? Yeah. At that moment, you think they're going to be like, well, I don't think you can do it this time. No, they're going to say, well, you did it last time. All right, you're going to do it this time again? Yep. Now this is all my new goals. I'm going to hit all these goals now. That's how you're going to make people positive. That's the only way. You're not going to make them positive with words. You're going to make them positive with actions. Can you guys agree with that? Can I get an amen there? Okay. All right. I'm telling you right now, like, no joke. Think about this in relationships. How many of you guys have ever been in a relationship before where you get promised so much, right? Like, I promise you, honey, I'll take you here. I promise you, honey. And then after a year, it's like, I promise you. You fall into the someday honey routine, right? Jim Rohn talks about that. Someday, honey, we'll do this. Someday, honey, we'll do that. You're gonna someday honey your way into trouble. Okay? You have to be able to tell people like, honey, we're gonna do this, this, and this by this year, okay? I know you're always working hard. I know you're always taking care of the kids. So by the end of this year, here's what we're gonna do. That way, when she's taking care of the kids, she's encouraged because she knows it's for a purpose. Versus it's just like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You need light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? So 4, 8, and 12. Can you guys write some down right now? Let's take some time. Take 2 minutes real quick. Write down something though. Don't have a blank card. That's your future. Write down something that you would want in 4 weeks from now. Something that you would want in 8 weeks and 12 weeks. Physical as well. What are some health goals that you've been procrastinating on a little bit? Right? There's got to be something. Maybe it's a credit card that's been daunting you for a while. You guys ever have one of those?
Yep.
It's got a $2,000 limit, and it's at $1,995. You make the minimum, and then you go over. You pay the late fee. You pay the overdraft fee, and then you go back to $195. Come on, or $1,995, dude. If that's the case, write it down. Write down Discover card. You're going down in 12 weeks. That should be. You should get excited about that, right? Some people don't even know their balances on their credit cards. They just gave up already. It's like, I don't know the balances. I just know the minimum payments. No, dude, write down the balances. Write down the exact balances on those cards. And that should be in your wallet. So next time you think about spending, you don't. Next time you think about eating out, you don't. You do the meal prep instead. Save money. $1 saved is $1 earned. Trust me on that. If you could save it somewhere, you're earning it. Save money wherever you can. Don't be lazy about things. Honestly, if you don't have to spend, don't. Some people say, don't be such a cheapskate, Mike. There's a reason why I have what I have, and it's because I don't spend where I don't have to spend. That's the truth. Okay? So let's hear a 4-week goal. Let's just hear one. Who wants to share it? Does anybody want to share it? 4-week goal? See, I always think this. It's funny when people don't want to share their goals. They're like, oh, shit.
Is one of my cars running?
Say again?
Is one of my cars running?
Okay. All right, cool. Any other goals? Yes.
Meditate every day for 15 minutes.
Okay. Cool. All right, so I'll be honest. I like the goals. I want it to be something that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone. Like all the way outside. Not where you're going to put a toe outside, but where you're going to completely step outside. Because let me give you an example. We talked about the 3 things, right? Money, time, and health. Those are the 3 things that hold you back, right? And those are great goals, and I want you guys to get those goals accomplished. But we have to set something up that is going to take care of money, time, and health. Yes.
This will be out of my comfort zone. The average 20 no's a week.
Okay. All right. So hear 20 no's. I'll tell you this: if you can hear 20 no's a week, you're going to get a lot of yeses for sure as well. Okay. So averaging 20 no's a week. Give me, for me personally, when you look at a goal as well, the more visual it is, the more real it becomes. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Like, it's got to be very visual. One thing that they taught me when I was setting goals was make it SMART. Specific. So SMART is an acronym, right? So specific, measurable, right? You got to be able to measure the goal. First, it's got to be specific. So, for example, if I want to my goal is to pay off a credit card. And that's specific. I want to pay off this Visa. Specifically. Measure it. It's $2,000. I'm measuring that, right? Is it attainable in 12 weeks? Yes. Readjustable. If I don't hit a certain week, then can I readjust the next week? So if I was supposed to save $100 this week and I saved 0, next week I got to save $200. Do you guys understand? and then timeline, by when do I want to accomplish that. So I believe it's got to be goals like that. Set specific, measurable, attainable, readjustable timeline. So the whole 20 no's thing, I like the goal too. It's out of your comfort zone. Remember, it's got to be something that you're excited to do. So I don't know if people are excited to go hear 20 no's, but I don't know, maybe you are, I don't know. But something that you're excited about. Like when you think about a goal, if it makes you smile, that's a good goal. Something that makes you smile. Because now you feel good about it. It's building enthusiasm inside of you. So what's something that makes you smile like that? Anybody else want to share? Yes.
I've been reading Total Money Makeover again by Derek Ramsey. I highly suggest that book for financing and planning your money. But my 4-week goal is to pay off one of my 5 college loans.
Okay. How much is that one?
Happy. That one's about 4 G's.
Okay. And that's a 4-week goal.
In the grind hard, yeah.
All right. Grind hard. 4 weeks to pay off one of her student loans. All right, cool. So that means she's got to average $1,000 a week for 4 weeks straight. Now she has her career, but USANA is an additional, right? Additional stream of income. So everything that she makes in USANA is in addition to what she already makes. So what if she's going to take $500 from her job and maybe $500 from USANA, put it together, boom, that's $1,000. Do you guys get me? That's a good thing about having a USANA business, that it's an additional stream of income if you have a job already. It's an additional stream. How great is that? Most people only have one stream of income. If you have a job and you have USANA, you have 2 streams coming in. That's perfect. So have that, use it like that as a second stream. So $1,000 a week. Okay, cool. Why isn't that possible? What would it take, right? What do you have to do? You can figure that out, right? It's specific, measure it out. How much volume has to come in? What do I have to accomplish every single week? Let that create that urgency inside of you to get it done. I really want you to get that done. So we could talk about that. Say, hey, you know what? Janelle had this goal 4 weeks ago, and remember? It's accomplished. Wow. What a great thing. Anybody else? Yes.
Pay $500 towards Emma's teaching birthday party.
Okay. 4 week goal. All right. So that's $125 a week, right? $125 a week to get 500. Hey, if that gets you excited, that puts a smile on your face. Go for it. Put a smile on your face. But I want to see those goals written down, whatever it is. It may seem silly to others. It doesn't matter what it seems like to others. My first goal, like I said, was to get a suit, to get a laptop, to pay off some stuff. I mean, how silly is that? Someone said, really, a suit? That's your goal? I was like, yeah, man, have you seen those diamond directors? They all look good, and my suit looks like it's like a mirror. It used to shine. Because, I used to iron my suit, so it was all shiny. Forget that. Yeah.
Okay, this will be my first day in USANA, so share my 4-week goals. First, the personal development, and then studying network marketing and sales, and the products and the company, and then organize the materials that they use for my presentation, and then list down prospects, set schedules for training, and then for the diet and exercise, make a program like 15 push-ups a day for the first week, and then additional 2 per week for the first 4 weeks, and then for pull-ups, like 5 pull-ups a day for the first week, and then additional 1 per week, and then 4 days a week of ab workout, increasing every week too, and then save 20% income from my salary, and then at least 2 downloads from my closest friends.
All right, cool. Hey, that's great. Sounds pretty specific, right? Sounds like he's got it written down. It's like a little map. But if that's the case, if it's that clear, what if he were to accomplish all of that? That's great. That builds self-confidence. That does build self-confidence. When you accomplish a goal, you feel great about yourself. You start to trust yourself more. I think that's an important thing, is to trust yourself. So that's what this is about. Writing goals down and accomplishing those goals to start building that trust inside yourself. Because one day you're going to say, all right, my goal is to make $50,000 this month. And you're going to say, I trust myself. I've always come through. So for me, there's not one goal that I've set out that I have not accomplished now. After 9.5 going on 10 years, every goal that I've set, I've accomplished. So how excited do you think I get when I say I'm going to get this? I get pretty excited. All right. So anyways, let's go to move on next. So after you have your goals written down, next, is to make a contact list. So the contact list is to write down people that you know in your sphere of influence. There's a lot of people that you know. The problem is that you start to think about people that you think will be interested. And that's the mistake. Don't write down people that you think will be interested. Write down everyone that you know. Because when you're building a business, you have to be resourceful. And resourceful means this. Some people will be business partners. Some people will be customers. Some people will not be either or. Some will just refer people to you. Right? Some are going to refer people to you. They're not even going to do it. They say, hey, you know what? I know a guy, though, that might want to do this. So if you guys know Luis over here, you want to know how I got a hold of Luis? Through my mom. That's it. He's a new silver director. We can give him a round of applause for that, right? New silver director. Right? So through my mother is how I got a hold of Luis. She goes, hey, you know this guy Luis was at this party and he was looking for you the other day. And I was like, really? I said, give me his number. She goes, I don't have his number, but I have his mom's number. Right? So I called his mom and I was like, I need Luis's number. She goes, okay. And then she gave me his number and I texted him. So that's how that whole thing happened. Is my mom an associate? No. Is my mom a customer? Yes. Is my mom a referral person? Yes. What if I wouldn't have written my mom down? Do you guys understand? The whole point is do not prejudge anybody. Have everyone on your list because you have to learn how to be resourceful. So when you're talking to someone, don't just take yeses and nos. Take, okay, cool, man. Hey, do you want to be a business partner with me on this project? Do you want to just consume the products? Do you want to refer people over to me? I'll give you a cut of whatever I make for the people you refer over to me. Do you guys understand? Like, write everyone down. Be a good business person. Be a professional. A professional will look at everything. Not just, oh, I think they'll be interested. See, because that's your comfort zone talking. That's your comfort zone talking. Now, let me ask you this. People that say no, are those people helpful? How are they helpful? Say again? They motivate you. What else?
They have an idea.
Say again?
You planted a seed.
Right, you plant a seed, so it's a prospect for the future. What else do they do, though? Exactly. You gain experience. The people who are the hardest to talk to, you gain the most experience from. I'm telling you right now. I used to talk to haters on the phone, and they used to be like, oh, no, man, you know what? That company will shut down because this. And I'm like, hold on. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm writing all this down. This is good stuff. I used to do that to them. They're like, what do you mean you're writing it down? I'm like, this is like good training. I know that it's not going to close down, but the fact that you think this, I want to know why you think this so I can prepare myself for other people that think like you. And I used to just write it down.
Right.
Yes.
I was listening to Tim Sales and he said something like that. Where if someone says, like, his example was, people don't learn when they're born, oh, that you don't need vitamins. Right. So he talked to them and they'd say that. He's like, you know, I've heard that. Where'd you hear that from? Because I don't know where I heard it from, so maybe it can help me.
Right. It's true. That's true. So when somebody says it, just say, hey, where did you learn that? Right? Because they're not born thinking that already. Right. So when
he did it really lightly, so
right.
it wasn't like he was combating them.
Right. He's trying to understand.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's always the thing. A good salesperson, a good business person always comes with peace in mind. Trying to establish peace, not trying to create war. Those are the best business people. So when I come to try to understand. I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to understand. Somebody says, oh yeah, this is stupid and this is that. And I say, well, why do you think that? That's interesting. You know what? I don't think that, but I want to know why you think that. Well, because this and because that. Remember, there's 3 types of opinions in this world. In this spectrum of sales. 3 types of opinions. There comes an opinion from people who have done it and failed. There comes an opinion from people who have done it and succeeded. And there comes an opinion from people who have never done it. Do you guys know that? Let me give you an example. Somebody says, I hate running. It's stupid. Is that somebody who has run and succeeded, run and failed, or never ran? Most likely it's either somebody who's never run before or somebody who ran and got hurt. How many of you guys know people who love running? Who have run a marathon? I'll tell you this, most likely they've run and succeeded. That's why they love it. So it's part of your ego when somebody says that they don't like something, because people usually only like things that they're good at. So if you're not good at it, of course you're not going to like it because you're not good at it. So when someone says, I hate network marketing, just say, are you good at network marketing? Are you good at talking to people? Are you good at helping people with their health? No? Well, that's why you hate it. Of course, because that's what this business is about, right? Are you good at encouraging others? Are you good at inspiring others? No. Well, that's why you hate it. Do you guys understand? So it really comes down to we like the things that we're good at. It makes sense, right? Have you heard somebody say, I love my job? I ask you, are you good at your job? That's what you love it. Right? That's what you love it, because you're good at it. So the question is, are you good at it because you love it? Right? And I'll be honest, a lot of times, it's the other way around. I think that in the good times, it is like that, where you are good at it because you love it. But a lot of people say, no, I love it because I'm good at it. Makes sense. Okay? So anywho, back to the whole point. 3 opinions. People who have done it and failed, done it and succeeded and never done it. You have to take those 3 points of view into consideration when you're building this business. So when I used to have somebody who was negative, I'm like, oh, I know this guy's going to say no. I remember thinking that already. This guy's going to say no. I'll call him and say, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but I'm doing this network marketing business, and I really, really want you to take a look at it. No, I'm not interested. Well, why are you not interested? I just want to know. No, I'm just not interested. I know, but why, though? I'm just not interested. No, I know. I want to understand why, though, so that you can help me. Well, because I just don't have time. Okay, you don't have time? Okay, cool. Awesome. Do you guys understand? Like, get the tips. So when somebody says, I don't have time. Oh, you don't have time? 'Cause, yeah, you're working on it, right? You're working 40, 50 hours? Okay. Do you think it's possible to make you sound working 40, 50 hours a week?
Yes.
How many people here work 40 or 50 hours a week already? Okay. All right. How many guys were working 40, 50 hours a week when they first started USANA? Show of hands. Right. So I think that it's possible. So when somebody says that, it's just they're not understanding it, right? That's it. So give it time. You got to be persistent on that. All right, so contact list, write everybody down. Don't leave anybody out. I would write and add to your list all the time. You meet people wherever you go. You do. Make it a point to communicate with people. Talk to people. All right, next. Inviting. As far as the invitation goes, initially what you're going to be inviting people to is you're going to be inviting them to your first meal prep, right? That's a good prospecting event that we've been talking about lately. So click on next. Let's go to the next one. Do you have the whole like prep and promote and all that? Okay. So these are the 3 steps for a new person. So if you're brand new, this is what you should do. If you're brand new. Now, if you've already been in USANA for a while, well, this is what you should get your new people to do. It's a simple, duplicatable, low impact thing to do. If you do high impact things in the very beginning, you could hit your associate hard and they may never recover. If you do a low impact thing, it's like a transition them in. Okay? So I think it's always important to consider that. High impact and low impact. High impact, your retention will go down. It's good, but it gets straight to the point though.
Can you explain, like, so high impact, for example?
So let me give you an example. Like if their first thing is, all right, you just signed up, go recruit 4 people tomorrow. They've never tried the product. They don't understand the product yet. They don't believe in the product yet. They don't know anything about USANA. And you're telling them to go sign up 4 people tomorrow. That could be a very high impact. So what happens is they call 4 friends and say, hi, do you want to join this business? Pay $500, please? No? Okay. Hi, do you want to join this business and pay $500? No. Holy cow, this is hard. Do you get me? That's like a high impact. Now, a low impact, a transition into that is prep and promote. What is this? Step 1. Everybody here, now can we see the bags? Did you guys see the bags already? Okay, can you open one of those boxes and grab one? All right, so for those of you guys who are in USANA, how do you prospect people, right? How are you prospecting people? How are you getting people interested, etc.? So for anybody who ordered the products through me, some of you guys did, we got your bag here, okay? So we brought it with us. All right. So this is the way it goes. In prospecting, you want to create awareness, but it's got to be part of your lifestyle. All right. So just make that a note. USANA doesn't have to be your life. It just has to be a part of your lifestyle.
Right.
Does that make sense? So let me show you guys this bag. Toss that one over. All right. So this is a cool prospecting tool if you guys want to know. So how many of you guys eat here every day? I just want to see a show of hands. All right. If you're not eating, check your pulse. All right. So as you eat, but the question is, what do you eat? Are you eating healthy meals? If you wrote down some health goals, you can't get to those health goals just working and sweating it out at the gym, dude. And if you do, I'll tell you this, it's not suggested. Long-term health-wise, it's not good just to eat McDonald's every day and work out super hard and burn it off. It's not suggested. Inside, you're probably not well. I have my buddy, I'm telling you, my buddy, man, I worry about him. Guy eats McDonald's every day. He eats out 3 times a day. He's ripped. But I want to take him to Sanofi Medical Institute to get his blood work done because I'm concerned. You can't just put your body through all that oxidative stress at the gym and then more oxidative stress in your diet. It cannot be a good sign. Okay, the guy's strong as an ox. But inside, you got to take a look, right? So my whole point is, what are you eating? A meal prep. Do we have a picture of what that looks like? Smart meal prep or no?
Like a group or?
Just anything like that we've shown in the past. All right, so he'll pull one up. So let me show you guys what the smart meal prep class looks like. All right, so in the smart meal prep class, what you should do is you meet up at your home, and the way you want to set it up is you want to set it up like this. You want to prepare your meals for the next 3 to 6 days. You could do 6 days. Okay? So do you see how people are preparing meals? Next, keep going. All right. See how he's preparing his meals for the week? Do you guys understand? So you bring people over to your house and you cook a healthy meal and you prepare it. Now, if you're not preparing your meals, there's a good example right there. If you're not preparing your meals for the whole week and you're waiting until you're hungry to make a decision, what type of decision do you think you'll make? A good one or a bad one? I want to say 9 out of 10 times you'll probably make a bad decision. If you wait until you're hungry, you'll make a bad decision. So prepare your meals, and with this bag, look, you have your meals for the day. So you have your containers, you have your supplements up here on top, and in here you put your meal replacements. You put your shake and your water or your piece of fruit or whatever. Carry that with you. It has insulation things on the side where you freeze them, and it insulates your food so that it stays fresh. Okay. So you see how on the top it says USANA? Do you guys see that? What do you guys think of that?
Beautiful.
Looks pretty cool, right? It comes pink for the guys and blue for the girls. So if you guys want to check it out. But the whole point is that it's a good way to create awareness and to show people that you are actually living that lifestyle. Not that you're talking about it, but that you're being about it. Make sense? So let's say you go to work and you take this and you set this down, right? That's a pretty cool lunch bag. I've seen some cheesy ones. Okay, so this is a pretty cool lunch bag. And somebody says, what's this? Now, what do most people say? I'm on a diet. How many of you guys have heard that before? That's the worst thing to do. Don't ever go on a diet. All you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. When you're on a diet, you'll lose weight, and when you're off that diet, you'll gain it back plus 20% more. So don't go on diets. The key is to do a lifestyle change. So when somebody asks you, what is that? Just say, you know what? I'm doing a lifestyle change. That's a great conversation piece. They go, see, this is where you could talk about it. There's no selling here, right? Are you selling anything yet? You're talking about what you're doing. Just say, I'm doing a lifestyle change. They're like, what do you mean? Just say, I'm preparing my meals ahead of time. That way, when I'm hungry, I eat. Or I don't even wait until I'm hungry. I eat every 3 hours just to make sure. I prepare it the night before. Now, how many of you guys have kids here? Anybody have kids? All right. If you have children, it can get kind of hard to prepare meals every single day, right? You're busy, you're doing all this stuff. You know what's nice? You can prepare your meals on a Sunday for the next 3 days. So you literally wash dishes only twice a week. How cool is that? So who likes washing dishes? Anybody like washing? I hate washing dishes. All right. Now some people say, well, I don't know how to cook. How many of you guys are people like that? Who doesn't know how to cook here? That's why you attend one of these classes. You attend a class so you can learn how to cook. So if you're brand new, you have to organize one of these at your house and have somebody who's in USANA come over and teach you how to do one of these classes. You only need to see it once. This is not rocket science. The easy ones to make are salmon, chicken, and veggie patties. Easy. You want to know how I know? Because I was able to do it, and I just learned how to cook like a month ago. All right? So if I can do it, you can do it for sure. You get your measurements and your portion sizes, and you have it in your bag. So when somebody says, oh, you think somebody would look at that and go, oh, that's stupid. No, somebody will look at that and go, oh, that's pretty cool. And then you take your shake out and you drink your meal replacement. And I say, what's that? Just say, this is also my protein and my fiber for the day. So I'm getting my protein, I'm getting my fiber, I'm getting my veggies, I'm getting my meats, I'm getting it all in here. My carbs, it's all in here. And then up top, if you guys enrolled with the Fast Start Pack, up here, you have your little tackle box. You can put your probiotics, supplements, things like that. Okay. Now, I don't know if you really need this if you have the health pack, right? Yeah. But if you don't have a health pack, it's good to have this. Okay. Alrighty. So this is what it looks like. And then what do you think people will say? What's USANA? They're the ones that are teaching me to live this healthier lifestyle. Just say, this Sunday I'm going to a class where they're going to teach us how to make this recipe. Come. That's low impact. I know it sounds like a long process, but trust me, you can invite 20 people to something like that. And out of 20, you're not going to get a big resistance. Like no, I'm not interested and I hate that and it's not for me. And you're not going to get that. You're going to get low impact. So you invite them to a class. Look at this. Look at how fun this is. This girl, Emmeline, is killing it now with this system. She's cooking, showing people how to do it. She's a silver director in the Bay Area. She came down for the training a couple of weeks back. And now she's like, Mike, I'm on fire. Like, I'm getting a lot of people to come down to this. It's really exciting, and I'm having fun. So she likes the fact that she's having fun with it. Now, what else does she do? She posts the pictures of her smart meal prep on her social media. What do you think that does to your friends? What do you think that does to people around you? It creates awareness. So people are going to ask you, hey, what the heck are you doing? What are these cooking classes that you're doing? Just say, I'm teaching people how to cook healthy. Why? I'm actually turning it into a business where I show people how to live healthy and I get paid to do that. Do you guys understand? That's low impact. So let's go back to the 3 steps again. So it looks just like that. So step 1 is prep and promote. Attend a smart meal prep class. If you haven't gone to one, go to one. There's one every single Sunday. Somebody is hosting one, for sure. You want to know why? Because they should be preparing their own meals. Do I prepare mine on Sunday? Yes. So just come on a Sunday. Find someone in your area. Now, if this is far for you, do one at your house. Stop driving all the way out here. Do you have a house? Where do you live? Do it at your house. Don't drive over to people's homes all the time. Do it in your home. So it's part of your lifestyle. So prep and promote. Promote it. Remember all the people you wrote down on your list? Invite them all over. You can invite parents. You can invite kids. You can invite, it doesn't matter who you invite. You can invite everybody over and they have a great experience. So attend one. Step 2, partner and participate. Everybody here should go through a 28-day transformation. 4-week, 8-week, and 12-week goals, right? Your 4-week goal should be to go through that transformation. It's hard to keep accountable when you don't have your bag and the whole thing. It's hard to keep accountable. I'm telling you right now. The reason why people fall off of their diet is because they don't have the system to follow through. Think about personal trainers. Are they smart people? Yeah, man, they work hard too. But what do? They teach people how to exercise, and as soon as you stop pushing them, they stop working out, and it's a hard thing to follow up with. But eating is something that we all have to do. We all have to eat no matter what. So let's teach people, right? Partner and participate. Do the 28-day transformation. There's a booklet that we have that it's still being worked on. We want to make it look right. But we already have one that you can use in the meantime. The booklet, you can just use it and follow it for 28 days. It tells you exactly what to do every day for 28 days. Follow it all the way through and you'll get great before and after pictures. You post those up, guaranteed you're going to have people coming to you. And last is Platinum Paysetter. Sponsor your 4 people in. Get 4 people to go through these 2 steps. That's it. If you keep doing that, you will build a business. And what's good is that it's going to be a solid business because people are actually using the products.
Right.
The biggest excuses in USANA are, I don't have the money to buy the products. That's one of the biggest excuses. You want to know how much you're going to save if you're cooking your own meals every single week?
Right.
How many of you guys think you'll save money if you're cooking your meals? You save hundreds of dollars a month. Hundreds. How many of you guys have been to eat out before? How many of you guys eat out once a week? Let's be honest. Come on. How much do you spend on that meal?
$20.
10,
20.
At least have the food,
15.
food's all coming with you.
It depends what you eat, right? I've seen people, how many of you guys have ever spent $40 on a meal before? And you just think like, man, I just ate 4 hours. Like, I'm telling you right now, if you're spending $20, $30, $40 on a meal, you are ridiculous. You are ridiculous for spending that much money on food. Prepare your meals every week, live a healthy lifestyle, and save money. Teach people how to do that. Here's the new slogan. Okay, write it down. We want you guys to remember the slogan. We've all heard, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. All right, everybody's heard that, right?
I thought you sat in a boat and drank beer all day.
But if you teach a man how to teach a man how to fish, you end the world hunger. Do you guys follow that? So if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But if you teach a man how to teach others how to fish, you end the world hunger. That mentality, that philosophy is very interesting. Because you don't want to create dependency. At USANA, we want to create independence. Right? So here's the slogan for us. If you give a person a healthy meal, you make them healthy for a day. If you teach a person how to make healthy meals, you make them healthy for a lifetime. And if you teach people to make healthy meals, you end diabetes. That's it. How many of you guys would like to live in a world where diabetes and obesity does not exist? I'm telling you right now, that's a good world. And the way numbers are going right now, obesity keeps going like this. How do you make it go like that? That's what gets me excited. To make a difference. And I'm telling you with what we're doing, if we follow this, and if we teach people how to do this, not only will we make money and solve the money game, not only will we solve the time game, but we'll solve the health game too. All in one shot. That's why I do something. So please get with it. If you haven't done one, create the urgency. This week is probably not a good week to do your prep and promote, right? Because we're leaving the convention.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to convention, what are you thinking? You should go to, are you telling me that you have something better to do this week than go to a convention that could change your life forever? I kid you not. Like how could you think that there's something more important than that? It's your life, money, time, and health. You'll be inspired. Convention will be unbelievable. You'll never be the same after convention. Make it to convention. There's still time. Some of you guys are getting a free ride to convention. Your ticket is free to go to convention. You have already a place booked for you to go to convention, and you still have to think about it. You know what? You don't deserve success at that point. You don't. Because there's not a lot of times where people will do all these things for you to get you to success. In college, did somebody pick you up and take you to school every single day and take you to class? Did someone give you a pen and paper to write all your notes down and do your homework in your Scantron? Did you get a free class every single day? Did someone wake you up and call you, okay, you got to go to school here, let me pick you up, take you to class, and take you back? No, you did it all by yourself, and you spent $10,000, $20,000 a year to do it. And now we're telling you come for free to convention, and people still have to think about it? I'm telling you, that's ridiculous. You're willing to put in 4 years of college for a chance to make money. No guarantee that you'll get a job. And if you do get a job, you'll work for 40 years of your life, 40 hours a week. And you're willing to do all of that, and you're not willing to take 3 days out of your week to go to a convention that can retire you in 2 years. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. I'm telling you guys right now, go to convention. It is life-changing. No joke. This convention will be unreal. And how many of you guys are already going to convention? You're there already. The question is not just are you going, it's how many are you bringing with you? How many are you bringing with you? Because I believe that you get paid in direct proportion to how much value you create. And if you're helping people change lives, that's how you're going to make it. So highly recommend. Go to convention. Get yourself there. Some of my friends that were like, oh, Mike, I got things to do. I'm like, what do you got to do? Like, I got work. Call in sick. That's what I told them. Call in sick. They're like, I can't call in sick. Why not? Why can't you call in sick? Like, my boss, he'll get mad. So what if your boss gets mad? Deal with it. Are you planning on being there for the rest of your life? No? Then forget it. Call in sick. I'm serious, man. Like, I'm that firm on it, okay? And somebody say, no, I can't because I have to get paid. I need the money. That's why you need to do USANA. I kid you not. How long have you been working at your job? X amount of years, and you're still there and you're still struggling for money? Dude, change. Change. Einstein, my boy, he said it best. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting change. How could you keep doing the exact same thing over and over and over and you're expecting a change? Do something different. Let convention be an experience for you. I'm telling you right now, man. If I wouldn't have gone to convention in 2006, I would not be here right now. No way. That was the first eye-opening experience that I had at USANA. It was unbelievable. And from there, I always said, I'm going to bring hundreds of people to this thing. So I hope that you guys are there. I really hope to see you guys. I'm going to have a great time at convention. Okay? Abby is speaking at convention with Arabelle. So Abby and Arabelle, can we give them a big round of applause? That's huge. An audience of 10,000 to see our girls here. That's awesome. Okay? I'm speaking at convention for 3.5 minutes. That's my segment. All right, so I'll go up, and it's timed. 3.5 minutes, you'll see me talk, and I'll go straight down, and that's the end for me, okay? So I'll be 3.5 minutes, which is good because I don't have to prepare so much. But 3.5 minutes at convention, you'll see me on the main stage. I'll throw a shout out to you guys and the whole thing, okay? The next thing is your bag. If you're going to convention, please don't eat at Olive Garden. There's an Olive Garden right across the street from the convention. And you know what? It's so sad when I see associates there. I see associates waiting in line for a table to spend $50 on fake Italian food. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to spend so much time waiting. You're going to miss convention. And you're going to get glycemic stress and you're going to get food coma. Yep. Don't do it. Prepare your meals with your team and take your bag. I want to see people with coolers at convention. How many of you guys are taking your little cooler to convention? Save money. You'll save money. I'm going to have my cooler. And you know what? You're going to get people asking you this. Hey, where'd you get that? Just say, Mike hooked me up. I'm just kidding. No, don't say that. Don't say that. No, but if people ask you where you got your bag, just say, our team got it. Make sense? That's a sense of pride, okay? Because our team thinks outside the box. I believe that we're recreating USANA right now with this. I kid you not. We're not selling a product. We're selling a lifestyle. Get that through your head already. If we sell the product, we're not helping people. You got to sell them the whole lifestyle. That way they can continue on and they're doing it.
Yep.
My nephew he's in really bad health, okay? He's been on the program now for 4 weeks. This is his 4th week. The kid is down 35 pounds. Okay? 35 pounds. You see him, he has a little bag. He learned how to cook. I'm not cooking all his meals for him. I cooked his meals for him the first 2 weeks. Now he's cooking his own meals. He's doing his thing. I want to end this obesity epidemic. I'm telling you, if I have to do it one person at a time. But he's doing it and he carries his bag with him. He's doing phenomenal. His whole family's on it as well. Okay, so we're seeing some big changes. Okay, guys? So anyways, I would love to see you guys with your bag. If somebody asks you where they can get the bag, we got to have a filtering system. What do you think? What's the best way, Scott?
We're going to set up a link.
Okay, we'll set up an Eventbrite link or a simple...
Yeah, so we'll set up something.
Okay, we got to set up something because if somebody wants a bag, the reason why is because the more bags that we order from Six Pack, the cheaper we might be able to get them. So if we have people in USANA ordering, we can place a massive order, okay, and maybe get them down a little bit cheaper. So I thought initially it was 35, which it was, plus 10 or 12 for the embroidery, plus tax, plus shipping, plus processing. So at the end, it came out to like 65. But if you guys go to the GNC and get it, it's like $75. So we still saved a little bit of money on these bags.
And it doesn't have a logo.
And it doesn't have the logo. Then we're gonna try to get the next ones to be the embroidery, where they stitch it in. And I want it to be on this side too. That was the goal, is to have it on the top and both sides. But this one looks good already, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Amazing.
Okay. Alrighty then. Here we go. This is yours was the demo. Alrighty then, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming. I really hope you guys have your goals written down. I'll see you guys at International Convention. Dress sharp, okay, for convention. And God bless. Have a good one. Take care.